Welcome to this Designrr PLR tutorial where you'll learn exactly how to create a PDF lead magnet in less than 10 minutes using free PLR and Designrr. Now, Designrr is this AI ebook generator that I'm looking at right now. If you'd like to see a full review and a broader tutorial of this software, you can check out one of the most recent videos I uploaded. I'll put the link to that in the description. But I did get a few requests for more specific tutorials. And the number one request that I got, and also the main thing that I use Designrr for, is turning PLR and other written content into really appealing looking ebooks really fast. So that's what we're going to do here in this video. And before I forget, please like and subscribe, share this video with anyone who might find it helpful. And if you'd like to get a copy of my ChatGPT marketing prompts list, which I'm looking at right here, you can find the link to get that in the description. It'll take you to this landing page, and then you just click on this button. It'll open a form you can fill out. And if the form doesn't pop up, you might need to try accessing it on a different browser or turning off your pop-up blocker. And then once you're on my email list, you will be immediately sent access to this spreadsheet. And I just want to point out that down here in the second tab, there's a resources tab where you can find a bunch of other resources, including the top one is a link where you can get 10 free PLR content credits from my favorite PLR website. And the piece of PLR content that I'm going to use in this tutorial today actually only cost 1 credit on this website. So you could get 10 different pieces of content, or you could get something more expensive just for signing up for a free account on that website. So remember to use the link in the description, visit this landing page, sign up for my email list. Then you'll be able to access my ChatGPT marketing prompts as well as this list of resources. And I'm going to add a link in the resource section here to the PDF that I'm about to create right in front of your eyes so that you can get that too if you want. And just in case you're unfamiliar with PLR, PLR stands for private label rights. It is inexpensive content that is pre-made so that you can just download it and use it as is or rewrite it a little bit if you want and rebrand it. And this is the piece of content that I'm using today. Customer reviews are very important for most businesses. And so this is a review request template. And the cover that they use is good, but I would prefer to give it away with a cover that has my branding on it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the content, which I already downloaded, and I'm going to feed it into Designrr and create a really nice looking ebook that has my branding. And just in case you're curious, this is what the docx file of this PLR content looks like. I opened it up in Google Docs here, and now I'll come back to Designrr. And to get going here, all I have to do is click on New Ebook, and it says I'd like to create an ebook to be published as a PDF, and I'd like to use a file upload, and I'm going to import from a docx file. You can also import directly from a Google Doc or a number of other sources, but I just prefer using a docx file. And now I can drag and drop this right in here, and it's just going to upload it. And the ebook will be on the topic of business and digital marketing. That's fine. And I say, let's start. And here it's just showing me the content that's going to be imported so I can quickly make any corrections, but I don't need to do that. So I'll say choose a template. And this is where it really quickly turns it into a really nice looking ebook. And so I'm just going to look for something fairly basic that'll work well with my brand colors and that I can easily add my logo to. So we'll just scroll down a little bit here. And I think that this one right here will work really nicely. So I'm going to click on that, and it opens this preview so I can see what the different pages will look like. And I'll just say use this template. And now we're right here inside the Designrr editor. And it actually has quite a few really cool features, such as the ability to add a QR code and different types of formatted text. But I'm just going to go through this really quickly so that you can see how it works. And so for this heading, I'm going to change it to my shade of blue, which is like that. And I'm going to change the font to one that I like. And we'll reduce the font size significantly here, probably a little bit more than that. And now I'll put in the name of my business. It needs to be still a little bit smaller. There we go, that's good. And I need to click right here to grab this, and I can move it around. So I'll put that pretty close to the top, and I'm gonna get rid of most of this text, but not all of it. And I'm just gonna leave it at review request template. So that's a good name. Change this to Oswald also, and increase the size a little bit. Actually, I think I'll move this subtitle, or I guess the title down here, and I got my business name up top. And then I will add an image so I can add my logo. Just size this down nicely. Here, I'll move this one up a little bit, I think. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger again. There we go. And just move this down a touch. There, I like that. So now I've got a fully branded review request template with my business name and my logo and my branding on it, but I didn't have to actually make any of the content myself. That was all taken care of. And in Designrr, you have a header and a footer on each page, and you can remove those if you want, but you can also change them and apply them to every page. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to erase that. And then when I click on this little menu over here, I can go to this symbol and it says apply text to all headers. So I click there and I say, okay. And so now if I scroll down, it has changed the header on every page to the same thing. And the footer link is typically a link by default. So I'm just going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to remove the text that I don't want. And so I think on the bottom, I will just change it to a link to my website. And then I'll select that and add a link. Just put in the URL of my website there and say, okay. And so now that has changed. And I just need to click on here and go to the menu and go to this symbol again. And that's going to change the footer on every page of this document. And so obviously this document doesn't have a ton of pages, but if it was like a 200-page ebook, then this feature is extremely useful. And most Designrr templates have this about the author section by default. And I actually do have a pre-made thing that I can drag and drop here if I want. So if I go to favorites right here, these are pre-made elements that I've designed. And so if I wanted to use this author page, I could just click here and then delete this text and then go back to favorites, and I could drag my bio right in there. But I think I wrote that a long time ago, and this lead magnet really doesn't need an author page because it's just a template. So I'm just going to delete this whole page by going right here. And so now we've got a review request template, which I didn't have to create myself. It was a 1 credit PLR, which costs like $1, maybe less. You can get it for free if you use my link to sign up for the website. And so we've got this great review request template, but it has a cover with my branding and my logo and my business name. And then we've got a link to my website in the footer so that if people want to learn more about me or hire me or anything, then they can go to that very easily. And so now that that's all done, I'll hit save. And I think Designrr does autosave, but it doesn't always autosave when you'd like it to. So if you're working on a document for a while, I would recommend hitting save every 5 minutes or so. And then I'm just going to go to publish right here. And it's going to ask me which format I want to use, and I just want a PDF. And then I'm going to change the title to Lover Fighter Writer Review Request Template. And I'm the author, and so I say export. And then I can click here to download it as a PDF, or right here to open it as a flipbook. I'll just show you the flipbook feature really quick because it's pretty cool. Got this nice little flipbook, and they look pretty good on mobile as well. And now I'm just going to close out of this, and I'm going to leave this project so that I can show you one of my favorite features, which is where I go to the dots over top of this project, and then I say cover and mockup creator. And this is where I can make 3D covers and mockups. And I'll just go with this simple tablet one for now. So I say preview. And then if you like the way it looks, you can click on save this image, or you can also just right click and say save image as. And then you can see this is a PNG file, which means there's no background. And so you can download that, and then you can put it on your website to show people what they're going to get when they download it. And so that was only about 10 minutes work. And between the PDF and a few of these mock-up covers, lots of people will pay $100 or more for a good lead magnet that has a nice looking PDF and several mock-up covers that they can use. I've sold several of these to clients for $100 plus as a standalone service, and I've also used it as a great value add when I'm working with a higher paying client and they need a lead magnet or they need a product mockup, and I can just do it in Designrr really, really quickly. All right, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with anyone who might find it helpful. And remember to use the link in the description to sign up for my email list. You'll be able to get access to my ChatGPT marketing prompts list, which you see right here. And in the resources tab down here, I'm going to add a link right there where you can download that review request template if that's something that you'd like to use. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.